5 things AEW must avoid with Adam Copeland, aka Edge, now that he's in the promotion, now that he is an active in-ring performer following his Wrestle Dream debut. So let's start it out with number 5, and that is do not bring back Brood Edge. Edge's time in WWE had its ups and downs, but a lot of downs occurred when he attempted to be that eerie, that gloomy, that reminiscent of his old days in the Brood as Brood Edge. It was difficult to view him seriously, and he simply appeared as an older man striving to be trendy to a certain degree. To maintain his popularity and credibility, Edge, he needs to just not go back to this well because it didn't work in WWE and it won't work in AEW. At number 4, we have don't do another feud with Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho and Edge, they have history, but fans, they just simply don't want to see them feud again. Their ages make it a little less exciting. It's kind of a waste of one of Edge's limited feuds that he still has that he can do. And putting it on Jericho, they've done it. They were tag team partners. They were singles competitors. They were heated rivals. We've been there. We've done that. Let's not do it again. And instead, they should focus on Edge, Adam Copeland feuding with the likes of Kenny Omega and MJF and Jay White and Jon Moxley and Ricky Starks and so many others that he simply has never wrestled before or in a very limited capacity. And it would also be more exciting to focus on the newer names, the younger guys, than just revisiting the past. At number 3, it's win the World Heavyweight title. And here's why. He's a legend. He is a WWE Hall of Famer. He doesn't need to be the world champion. You saved the world title for the likes of Omega and MJF and Ricky Starks and Samoa Joe and other guys. He doesn't need to be world champion. They tried to do this where he would chase after the world title or the WWE title or the Universal title and WWE, and it just never fit to me. And thankfully, they never put the title on him. And that's not to say that he can't be a world champion, that he's not the same degree that he was in the past, although he's a little bit, he's a step slower. And he would admit that because he's older, and that's understandable. He can still do great promos. He can still have great matches on select bases. But as a world champion in a promotion in which thrives off of work rate, he shouldn't be world champion. At number 3, well, it's shoot work promos because I don't want to see it and you don't want to see it. And he had a hell of a career in WWE. Why bash him? AEW has done this with CM Punk and Miro and Saraya and Chris Jericho and others where they've gone after WWE. We don't need to see it. He don't want to do it. Let's just avoid it. At number 1, the top thing that, in my opinion, AEW should avoid with Edge, Adam Copeland, is have him team with Christian Cage to have a match with the Hardys. Tony Khan might be tempted to book Edge and Christian versus the Hardys one more time, but fans aren't interested, and I'll tell you why. The Hardys, they're not the same guys. They're kind of a past of themselves. They're out of their prime, and rightfully so. They're older, and that's okay. And if the match doesn't go well, they'll just come across as old and washed up. And to me, when you're trying to build and draw off of nostalgia, perhaps it's not worth the chance of them showing their ways and taking away from that drawing ability and that star power of a nostalgia act by exposing them for what they're not anymore. Just a thought.